So guys, in today's video, we're going to be changing the standard chain. So the Zontes chain on the standard, it's not bad, but a lot of people complain about it, saying it stretches very easily, goes very loose, very easily. So before it happens, obviously you maintain your chain anyway, but I want to upgrade it. So what I've got is a heavy duty gold DID chain. I'll be honest with you, every bike I've had, I've always ran these on them. Some people said they're a bit too heavy. I don't believe it. I've literally used them on every single bike. So because this is a continuous chain, the only way you can get this off is you have to use a grinder to basically grind the rivets flat, and then you're going to have to use a heavy duty splitter. So I'm going to show you how to do all this, but the tools I've got is obviously got the spanner, which I believe this is 17mm on your adjuster. On the other side, on your main axle one, is a 30mm socket as well, which is on the right hand side. So it's 30mm socket on that side, 17mm spanner. Then you're going to want a grinder, which is what I've got, because you're going to have to grind the heads of a rivet off while it's on here, so you can split the chain and get the chain off for it. And then obviously with this one, this chain itself, it's not a rivet one where you have to rivet and then press the rivets on. It's actually got a link on the set where you link it on and it crimps onto it. So I've got it on a paddock stand at the moment. You don't have to have it on a paddock stand, but it's a lot easier if you do. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get the tools out of the way. I'm just going to, while this is set on there, I'm just going to grind these little bits off, and then we'll be ready for when I'm going to press the actual chain off. So what we've got now is basically a heavy duty chain splitting tool. There's loads of different versions, but honestly for the price of this, I think it cost me 15 quid. For the price of this, you cannot complain. It does the job. You actually get 2 different presses with it as well. So you want to wind it all the way out. And then what we wanted to do, you're going to have to line this up to where the pin should be. Obviously be careful because this should be a little bit hot. Let me just put this on and I'll show you. Basically on one side, you've got this side here, that will go around one of these rivets on the other side. So you want to line that up on that side. And then this pin, you want to centralise that through the pin as if it follows through. And then what you do is you start tightening this and it should pop it out. And hopefully with some pressure, we should be able to push this pin through on that side. So you can see there, as we've pushed the pin through, it's then gone through that bit of metal and it's pushing the pin through that side just enough to obviously get this link off. That's all the way through, so now we slacken that side off. There you go, that's one bit off here. So now we're just going to do it on that side as well. Alright, so now that pin is off, and as you can see, the chain has come loose. There we go, the chain is off. So all you got to do now is feed your wheel. You can take the chain off. Look. So the next thing to do is to take off your front sprocket cover. You can do that beforehand if you want. I just usually just do a chain in case I can't get it off. But the chain's off now on the bottom bit, so I'm just going to take the sprocket cover off. Then I could feed the chain out and off. Second bolt. Right, so you've got a spacer there. And you've got your regulator. Right, so you've actually got a spacer which goes behind, well, goes in front of your regulator, I think that is. It goes there, so don't forget that. So put your bolts, as you can see here, you've got a spacer like that, which goes to obviously lift it out. What you've got to do is move that out of the way. So then you're going to have to take this one off, and then I believe there's another one at the bottom. And then you should be able to get to your sprocket cover. You have to take it out at an angle because you've got this wire, this cable here. So this is also why it's important to clean these, because it's only been on the bike for a week. And look at the amount of gunk that is on there from when they put chain lube on. They put way too much chain lube on there. That is a week of driving, and it's already got that. Now, as you can see, you've got your front sprocket, so we're just going to move the wheel backwards and the chain will follow through. I'm ready to put the new chain on, which will pull the chain down. Just do it gently so it just don't get snagged into anything. Now, there's no need to take the back wheel off at the moment in time. There's no need to loosen it. There you go, that is one chain off. I'm not going to clean all this because I'm actually going to clean my bike afterwards, but if you wanted to, there's the time to be able to clean stuff. So that is one chain off. We're going to get the new chain now. So here we have the new chain. It's a heavy duty gold DID chain. We'll start off by putting it in line with the sprocket, put it on the teeth, move the wheel forwards, and we're going to have to just basically gently guide the chain through. You can take this chain guard off if you want. Right, so what you have to do is you have to take these two bolts out of here, and then you can lift this chain guard out of the way. So all you have to do now is feed the chain through here, through the chain drive, onto your front sprocket and around, which I will do. Put that onto the chain guide, push this through. Guide it through onto the front sprocket. Spin this round with your fingers. Pulling this through, make sure it's on your sprockets. Stretch this out as far as you can, line it up, and then it should line up perfectly. Once this is on the floor, there should be about an inch of free play between 18 to 25 mil. If there's not, then that's where we adjust the wheel. So all I do now is get the other connector part, put that through, and then put the pin on, and I'll show you that. What you do is you get a little packet, you get both sides in here, and the split pin. But you've got this side, this part, which goes through the back, goes through there. You've then got your front side, the writing, and your back plate without the writing. I always put that on the front, push that on, push this from the back forward, so you've got the little lips, and then you've got this on here. Now what you want to do is you want to position it where if a rock hits it, it's going to obviously hit it that way. If you've got it that way and it's going forwards, it could end up loosening it off. So always put it this way on. So what you want to do is put it on there, and you want to push it on, and then so that's on there. Then you want to knock this that way. You can hit it with a hammer, you can hit it with a screwdriver, it's however you want to do it. I'll be honest with you, I've always got a flat blade screwdriver and knocked it on. There you go, it's knocked on. And then now that is safely on, it's not going anywhere. If you wanted to, you could basically crush these down even more if you wanted to on this side, mushroom them off. But you don't need to, that is literally not going to go anywhere now. So at the moment, it's off of the floor, there's a fair bit of play, but when this goes down onto the floor, there should only be an inch or 18 to 25 mil travel, which I'll show you. So what we want to do now is, because we're finished with the front end, we want to put the cover back onto the front, and then all the gubbins which holds on all this, and then it's all back on. So I'll do that now. Taking it off for a paddock stand can be very, very scary because it can just topple over, but put your side stand down, turn your steering to the left, and what you want to do is grab the side of the bike, ready for it to pull that way to the side, lift it up slowly, move the bike towards you, drop it onto its stand, and there you go. Straighten up the steering, put the bike so it's flat, then we're just going to check the play, and that is very, very loose still. So what we're going to have to do is just move the wheel slightly back. So I'll show you how to move it back, and then we'll obviously show alignment as well. There's too much play here hitting it. Right, so we have to loosen this one off now. Put it mill. What I do is slacken this one off and the other side off, and we're just going to move it bit by bit backwards. This is a 17, I believe. So put it on, we're just going to knock it so it releases it. There we go. Just releases that. And do the same with the other side. So now something that I would recommend using is a chain alignment tool. You can literally pick them up like £5 off eBay. Literally, that's what I did on this one. So I'm going to move the other tools out of the way. Get me 17 mil because I know I'm going to use that. I'm going to line this. It's a bit hard because I've got this cover on, but you want to unscrew this side, and you're going to basically clamp this onto the chain, and then you've got your alignment rod. So you want to line that onto the side of your chain. This is hard to see on the camera, but you've got your alignment there going straight, and do it straight in line with this. So as long as that line is in line with this side, when you're moving the wheel back and forwards, you know your wheel is in line. What I'm going to do now is move this bolt back a little bit at a time. So I'll move it like a quarter at a turn on that side, make sure that this is lined up, and then check the free play again. So if you do it right, it means it goes that way. If you do it left, anti-clockwise, it goes this way. So that's how we want to line it. How much plays that good? To be fair, that looks about alright actually. So obviously, because this is all the way up, the wheel can't go any further forwards. So what I'm going to do is put it upright, check it again, and that is about right. So you've got an inch or about 20mm travel there. Obviously when you sit on it, there'll be a little bit less travel, but that's perfect. When it's flat, a little bit of travel. So we've not had to adjust it much, but that's obviously because it's a new bike, it's a brand new chain. We're not had to adjust it much, but we literally just moved it a quarter. So all we do now is tighten these back up on here, make sure they're tight, and then we'll lock the wheel in place. I know that that's straight onto there, and I'll just tighten the other side. Sit on your bike if you want. Just check you're playing it. There's still too much travel on that actually when I'm sat on it, so I'm just going to adjust it a little bit further back. This is definitely too much travel on that. Off camera, I've literally just adjusted it onto the next flat face. It's literally not even a quarter of a turn. So we'll sit on it now, check the play, and that's perfect when I'm sat on it. So it's not hitting this, it's not bouncing around too much. It's got the right bit of movement. And that's it, sorted. Everything up back on here, on the other side on your main axle. And then that is how you install a new chain, you align it, and you also set up so it's not too slack or too tight. Now what I would recommend doing, even though it's a new chain, is cleaning it, which I use Mortal cleaner. So clean your chain. I'm going to wash the bike anyway. So I'm going to wash the bike first, then I'm going to put some chain cleaner on it, thoroughly clean that. Like I say, even though it's a new chain, rather clean it off with all the crap that it's got at the moment, and then you want to put some lube on it as well. When you're doing the lube, always lube from the inside. Don't do it on the outside, lube from the inside. Not too much, just a little bit, nice little coating, and wipe it off, like excess off, so you don't end up with it all over your front sprocket case and all over your bike. Yeah, any questions at all, let me know. Like, share, comment, and subscribe as always, and I'll see you in the next video.